What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you have your tickets ready because today we're taking a ride on the hype train. That's right, it's time to build the highly anticipated QK65 from Qwertykeys. Okay, so Qwertykeys is a sister company of Owl Labs, the geniuses responsible for the Mr. Suit and my personal grail, the Jelly Epoch, so you know it's going to be good. The QK65 comes in a basic brown box, no logos or branding anywhere, and mine even looked a little scuffed. I don't think I've ever gotten a package from China that wasn't at least a little beat up though, so no big deal. Inside the box we're greeted with the stabilizers, extra screws and all the bits for them, a coiled cable which to my surprise actually had Tech Flex on it even though mine was pretty bent, and this very nice and very heavy carrying case. Opening up the case, we have even more accessories such as QR codes that link to the build guide and their Discord, plenty of rubber bump-ons, the gasket socks and jackets, the plate, I went with FR4, it's generally my favorite. Next we have a bag with the pour-on plate foam, the classic Owl Labs sheet of PE foam, and the hot swap PCB with a really nice orange color and some very interesting flex cuts. I also dropped the small bag of standoffs. Whoops. You would think that I'm going to show you the case next, but wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more!
There's also the case foam and this big chungus wedge of silicone. Now we finally get to the case. It's a 65% keyboard with a 7.5 degree typing angle, clean edges, slim bezels, and a classy side contour. Most of the case is made of aluminum except for this unbelievable PVD coated stainless steel weight spanning across the entire bottom. I tested my luck, and with the blessings of our keyboard deities and thoroughly reading the buying guide, I managed to cop a black chroma version. And let me just say, this keyboard is absolutely stunning. But you want to know the best part? You get all of what I just showed you for an insane $160. And if you go soldered, it's even cheaper. I don't know if someone in their accounting department made a big typo or if they just don't like making money, but this is an unbeatable deal. But I can chill for this after it's built. Let's get to it. Being an Owl Labs product, the included stabs are a set of Owl stabs, which are usually a $20 item. I've been wanting to try these out, so this is a perfect opportunity. I won't go into full review, but I'll summarize why these are so well regarded. The Owl Stab sliders have a much tighter tolerance where the wire inserts, greatly reducing the opportunity for rattle. They also use a liquid metal wire which apparently just cannot bend out of shape. So no holy modding or wire balancing required. Just lube them up and move on. I use 205 grade 0 all around, an even coat on the inside of the housings and a generous helping on the end of the wires. They came with some stab shims and little rubber stab shelves or whatever they're called. I'm going to skip the shims completely and just use the shelves and the space bar since they can be finicky sometimes. After the stabs are tuned, I installed them on the PCB and then installed the PE foam. I cut out the parts that went under the stabs, but if you keep those in, you'll want to place the PE sheet down first. I normally don't like to use pour-on plate foams, but when you get an Owl Lab board, you use the foam. I'm just kidding, build it however you want, I just want a budget jelly. I also forgot to use the standoffs. Apparently they're just very forgettable. Next up is the switches. This time around I'm trying out the Gatoron box ink blacks that I've lubed with 205 grade 0 and filmed with Desky switch films. They're made from the same materials as the regular ink blacks, but with the retooled housing mold and the box stem, which, on top of having the walls around the top, also features longer sliders, giving you a really nice and even long pole type bottom out. They also have this big boy 20mm spring that's leagues better than the crunchy OG ink black spring. After getting all the switches installed, next we have to remove the weight by taking out these 4 screws in the corners from the back. This is where we start to see the corners Qwertykeys were able to cut to save on cost. The other side of the weight is completely unfinished. If this was on a board at the price point of the Mr. Suit, it would be completely unacceptable. But this is part of how they were able to make this board so affordable, and they did it in a way that doesn't sacrifice on the visual quality because you can't see this when it's fully built. Big brains catch big dubs. Next, just remove the 8 screws holding in the mid case to the top frame. The mid case is another way they saved big on cost. Unlike the top frame that is made of CNC'd aluminum, the mid case is a piece of cast aluminum. Just like the inside of the weight is completely hidden away once fully built and allowed them to save on cost while maintaining a premium look for the board. With the case disassembled, it's time to choose our gasket style. The socks provide more flex while the jackets are just a bit stiffer. I'm going with the socks because more flex equals more better, right? Just slide them into place, then set the plate and PCB assembly down into the top case. Then I place the case foam on the PCB, put the silicone wedge back in the mid case, and then screw it all back together. I do tend to think that silicone case dampening mutes boards too much, but I'll be doing a sound test with and without it for comparison. Slap the weight back on there, screw it down, and add the bump-ons. These bump-ons just kind of friction fit into place, covering the screws, making it so if you want to open it up, you don't have to worry about ruining the adhesive on your bump-ons. Again, big-brained. And finally, we're on to the best part. The keycaps. I wanted something simple and classy, but with a hint of color to complement the chroma weight, and that led me to nice PBT Sugar Plum from Canon Keys. I kinda knew the moment I saw these that they were perfect for this board. They look absolutely stunning paired with the black chroma. Just a hint of purple to spice up the monochrome base keeps it classy and elegant while tying it all together. And this, my friends, is my QK65. Okay, I don't think my final thoughts on this keyboard will be a surprise to anyone, but here they are anyway. I love this thing. It's no doubt that the hype behind the QK65 was insane, but it was for a good reason. For $150 to $160, you get a gasket-mounted 65% keyboard in an aluminum case with a stainless steel weight in amazing colorways, premium finishing, and a screwless design. A PCB with options and flex cuts, your choice of aluminum, FR4, PC, or palm plate, all with customized flex cuts, multiple gasket styles, plate foam, PE foam, case foam, and a silicone dampener that you're not obligated to use because it sounds good in any configuration, a set of owl stabs, a very nice carrying case, and extra pieces of every small component. It's unbelievable. I actually don't know how they can sell this board at this price point, and I know they have the competition sweating. The QK65 is cheaper than almost all of its competition, and it beats it in almost every way. It's not the most flexible or bouncy, but it still offers a good bounce. Like, it's not as stiff as the GMMK Pro, but it's not as bouncy as like the Bakaneko. Plus, isolation gasket mount will always be better than hard screw points. It has the ability to sound however you want it to because, like I said, it sounds good in any configuration with the foam and silicone. Personally, I will be running it with all of the foam and no silicone dampener. The owl stabs are by far the best stabilizer I've ever used, and you get them included in the kit. Its only real downside is the availability. Round 1 was a limited in-stock group buy, and it sold out fast. I think the whole thing lasted 10 minutes and the black chroma sold out in 3. Round 2 is an unlimited group buy with more color options and customizations that should be starting around the time this video comes out. You get more options, but it'll take longer to fulfill. If you're in the market for a new custom right now, I really think you should consider checking this out. It is without a doubt my favorite keyboard I've built up to this point, and unlike the other ones that I've built, I didn't have to do a single aftermarket mod to it. Just some lube and what came in the kit. This video is not sponsored, by the way. I'm just a very happy customer. I'll leave a link to Qwertykeys in the description. You can join their Discord from there, and it's the best way to keep up to date on the next round of this board. And finally, thank you all for watching me geek out over this keyboard. I was really genuinely hyped for this one. What do you think of the QK65? Are you as hyped as me about it, or are you annoyed at how it took over the entire keyboard community for a couple months. Let's talk about it in the comments. I'll leave you all here with the sound tests, but before I do, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like. Hit that subscribe button if you want to keep updated on new videos. We're still a pretty small channel, so it really means the world to me. And thank you all again for watching. I'll see you in the next one.